What's good, everybody? As always, it is the one and only Who Dat Davis here for you. And if you don't know, you will know that over here we bleed black and gold until we are dead and cold. Thank you guys for checking out today's video. As of yesterday, we hit our milestone of 1,000 subscribers. I'm very, very happy. If you guys saw my 1,000 sub goal thank you video, you guys know I've been very, very hyped to get this video out to you guys. With that being said, we're still growing, so please continue to share my platform with your friends, your Saints fans, your non-Saints fans, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It's that big red subscribe button down below. It takes less than 2 seconds. Come on, man, it's easy. It's easy and simple. Less than 2 seconds to hit that subscribe button, and while you're at it, hit that like button that's over there. Why? Because we still have another goal to reach. We want to hit 50 likes on one video. That's something I haven't done yet, so hit that like button while you're at it. With all that being said, let's officially get down with the breakdown. We are breaking down the schedules of each team for the NFC South, my takes on what their records are going to be by the end of the 2021-2022 season. And you know what? I'll just say it right now. If you're a non-Saints fan, especially if you're a Tampa Bay Bucs fan, you're probably going to want to skip this video. If not, I'm prepared for all the smoke. Let's get right into it with the New Orleans Saints.
Get away from me. If I was you, I'd watch what you say to me. Snakes all in my bed, wanna lay with me. This ain't no motherfucking game, why you play with me? Don't play with me, this the only thing I love. I love, 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 love. I love, I love, 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 love. I love, I love, 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 love. I love, don't play with me, this the only thing I love. I love, 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 love. I love, I love, 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 love. I love, I love, 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 love. I love, look.
So the New Orleans Saints, I have going a 14-3 record for the 2021-2022 season. The New Orleans Saints have always been a more efficient team over the last 4 to 5 years in the NFC South, right? They're not the sexiest team, but they're an efficient team. They do their job, they get in, and they get right back out. The New Orleans Saints have lost a number of key players on the defense, and they lost Emmanuel Sanders, their 1 year number 2 receiver for the offense. They also lost Jared Cook and Josh Hill, but Adam Troutman is a more upside to Jared Cook. He's a little bit of both Jared Cook in his receiving and Josh Hill in his blocking. He posted an 84.1 run blocking grade last year as a rookie, which led all NFL tight ends. That's really good. That was the one question mark he had coming into this team. Now if he can elevate that, if he can transcend that into, you know, the starting role as tight end number 1, then we have I say George Kittle-esque on our hands here, and that's actually really good. We're considering how very, very important George Kittle is to the San Francisco 49ers. They have questions legitimately to the quarterback position in terms of if Jameis Winston starts, how are they going to look? My answer, I believe, is the Saints are going to be just fine with Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston showed a lot of maturity growing up over the offseason. He's been putting in that work. If you guys haven't seen the footage of him already, if you're on Twitter or if you're on YouTube, wherever you are, Jameis Winston is actually reconnected himself to God, you know, and you know how big that is when you're looking at Demario Davis, right, who's a very, very Christian man. He is a playmaker. He is the leader of the defense. Jameis Winston doing his thing, getting right with God, doing all the right things in the offseason. And can that translate? We hope it will, but I believe it will. I believe the Saints are going to go 14-3. They have a lot of very, very winnable games. But week 1 against the Green Bay Packers, for example, I believe the Saints are going to win that game. If you're going to be competing for the heir apparent job post Drew Brees era, you need to be able to put your stamp on a team that's given the Saints problems over the last 2 seasons in terms of seeding positions. You guys check out that full video of my analysis on the Saints schedule. I will put that link in the description below. But with all that being said, let's get into the next team I have on my list, which is the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta, you're probably going to like this video. I hope you do. Let's do it.
On the dark side, it can get cold. It's a cold case. In my right mind, I can ride till I grow brains. Skeleton on my left wrist in this old place. On my knees, thanking God that He got me through the pain. Danger, danger. I don't fit in, I'm a stranger. Believer. I can take out all the evil. Empowerment to all my people. I can prove to you I'm a leader. Run through the money, no visa. Forgive me, cause my life illegal.
Alright, let's go ahead and get right into the Atlanta Falcons schedule. Initially, I have to decide the Falcons going 9-8, which is actually really good, Atlanta Falcons fans, if you ever come across this video. You guys have a winning GM who's coming from a winning culture, and Terry Fontenot. He's going to get you guys right. Not so far this season because you still have a lot to do, but it's a step in the right direction. Let's go ahead and get into the Atlanta Falcons schedule. Started with week 1 against the Philadelphia Eagles. You guys are going to win that game versus the Philadelphia Eagles. I believe your offense can not only compete with their offense, but you can actually excel past it. You can overcome the lack of offensive production the Philadelphia Eagles have, even with Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith there. I have you guys winning that game by at least 10 points. Tampa Bay week 2, you guys are going to have to hold that L, right? Your secondary is not that good yet. You're still getting your traction, your feet underneath you. It's still early in the season, but I have you guys taking the L there. New York Giants, I have you guys taking the L there. Why? Because Joe Judge is changing the culture of the New York Giants, right? He's not going to steer these guys in the wrong direction. And you have the fact that Daniel Jones is surrounded by actual playmakers now. Kenny Golladay, Kyle Rudolph at tight end, Saquon Barkley's coming back healthy. He's going to be hungry. You've got Kadarius Toney, a guy who can play the slot. Their defense, especially their secondary, is coming alive. I believe the Giants are going to beat you guys. But I do have you winning against the Washington football team. Yes, their defense is a little better than the New York Giants, but their offense is going to keep them on the field more times than what they prefer. And I believe you guys have the endurance to hold out against the Washington football team. So you guys are 2-2 so far. The New York Jets, you guys going to London, it's the Jets. You guys should win that game easily. I have you guys winning that game by 10 points easily. Then you go into a week 6 bye. Coming out of week 7, you guys go to Miami. I have you guys holding an L against the Miami Dolphins. Their defense is really good under Brian Flores. You know, they're going to be flying all over that backfield. They're going to hang in there with Calvin Ridley. Going to hang in there with Julio Jones. They're going to hang in there with Kyle Pitts. You guys still don't have a really run game to supplement what you do, and they're really good against defending the pass, right? And offensively, I think Tua Tagovailoa is going to find his stride now that he has Jalen Waddle, who he's been connected with during his time at Alabama. So I have you guys holding an L there, but you guys do win against an NFC South rival. You guys win against the Carolina Panthers. Here, I believe the Carolina Panthers are still a wild card in this whole division. Matt Rule, I don't believe is a really good coach, or I should say an ideal coach for the Carolina Panthers here. If you look at what Teddy Bridgewater said during a recent interview, how the training regimen is really bad there in terms of 2-minute run drills, their red zone drills. It's not a good recipe for success with the Carolina Panthers. So I have you guys winning here. Now the next one is going to come against us on the road. Nah. Sorry, Atlanta. I give y'all respects, but y'all holding the L there. All right, let's just call a spade a spade. I don't see y'all winning against New Orleans. Dallas, you guys are winning against Dallas. I have you guys winning against Dallas. I have you winning against New England even. I have you guys winning against the New England Patriots. That's a big W, right? Going up against Bill Belichick and all that. That's a W for the Atlanta Falcons. I have you guys winning against the Jacksonville Jaguars as well. So you're on a 3-game winning streak, right? You should feel good about that. Yeah, you guys win against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence is coming into his rookie year. I think he still needs a full year to get accustomed to the speed of things. You know, he was always that number one guy in Clemson, but when you're in the NFL, it's a whole different ball game. So you guys are going to take advantage of that and get the L against the Jaguars. Tampa Bay, I have you guys splitting here 1-1 this year with the Tampa Bay Bucks. You guys win at home against Tampa. You guys learn from your loss earlier in the season, and you guys get your gift back against Tom Brady. Carolina Panthers, I have you guys losing here just by a field goal late in the fourth. I believe you guys are going to slip up here, but 1-1 so far against Carolina Panthers and Tampa Bay Bucks. You guys go on the road next to week 15 against San Francisco 49ers. You won against them last time, but I have you guys taking an L this time. I believe the San Francisco 49ers have a lot to prove that they had too much money on the injured reserve list last year, and that's what stunk their production. I believe they're going to get back against you guys from that game in 2019. You guys holding the L here. Their defense is really good. They're very, very underrated. They're physical. They're aggressive. But Robert Saleh no longer coaching that defense. It remains to be seen. But I still have you guys holding the L there. At home versus Detroit, it's the Lions. Okay, even with Dan Campbell over there with the Detroit Lions now, I believe you guys still win pretty comfortably against the Detroit Lions. They still have a lot they need to prove. Buffalo, let's just call a spade, okay? You're holding the L against Buffalo Bills, all right? Don't at me for it. And now you're closing the week 18 out with an L against the Saints. I still don't believe you guys are splitting with the New Orleans Saints, right? But I can easily be wrong. This rivalry against us is very, very unorthodox. It's very unknown. You guys could split against us. We could sweep. You guys could sweep us. Don't know. But for right now, as it stands, looking at the roster, I have you guys getting swept by New Orleans Saints. But overall, a 9-8 record is a really good step in the right direction for you guys. Like I said, Terry Fontenot, he's bringing a winning culture to your franchise. You have Kyle Pitts. Honestly, I believe you guys should have drafted Justin Fields. Alright, I believe you guys should have drafted Justin Fields, set you guys up for success down the road once you guys find, that soft spot in Matt Ryan's contract. You really try to trade him and let him go and get Justin Fields in there and bring that winning culture to your franchise, right? Kyle Pitts is not a bad pick by any means. He's a really good tight end, receiving tight end, even better than Allen Troutman, I'll give you that. But it's not really a recipe for success in terms of long-term, right? I'm looking long-term in the scheme of things. You could get a quarterback in the next draft like Desmond Ridder, for example. He's an athletic guy. He can make the right throws. He can use his legs to get out of the pocket better than Matt Ryan can at this stage of his career. So, 9-8 is a pretty fair, record. But you guys are finishing second in the division. Okay, that's not bad at all. I give you guys your props. But let's go ahead and get into the next matchup, which is actually the next team in the NFC South, which is the Carolina Panthers now.
The best feeling in the world. You is a lie, you is not come from these sides, you cannot come to this side, yeah. Gangsta, but my chain too tight, yeah. I see my ops through the sights. That bitch once I didn't tell her good night. All white on my ice like rice. Stack up and get right out of sight.
Carolina Panthers are, like I said, a wild card team in the NFC South. They're a very, very unpredictable team. But in terms of what I see so far, in terms of roster, I have them going third in the division with an 8-9 record, which is actually pretty fair when you're considering what they managed to do under Matt Rule last year and what Teddy Bridgewater said about their training regimen and during training camp, during practice, etc. so far, right? And Matt Rule, I don't believe is an ideal coach for the Carolina Panthers. I think they're still trying to find their niche, their nook and their cranny, their ideal coach to bring the Carolina Panthers back to where they were when they hit their peak in 2015. Let's go ahead and go through their schedule real quick for the Carolina Panthers. Week 1 against the New York Jets, easy W for right there. Carolina Panthers, Sam Darnold's going to want to get back against that franchise who casting him aside, and he has actual playmakers around him. I'm going to have to say they're winning that game pretty easily. Now, week 2 against New Orleans, you guys are holding an L there. I don't believe your offense can stand up against the New Orleans Saints defense, even with some of the guys that's left, right? Paulson Adebo can still hold up pretty well against number 2 receivers. You still have Marshawn Lattimore coming in. They have good depth pieces behind them, like Ken Crawley and Patrick Robinson on top of that. So I have you guys losing here, but it's actually going to be a lot closer than what the record would suggest, right? I have them losing to the Saints by 3 points, which is actually a pretty fair take when you're considering the last matchups they've had against the New Orleans Saints. Now, you're going on the road to face Houston. I have you guys winning there against the Houston Texans. I don't believe their firepower matches up to your firepower. Then you're going on the road again against Dallas, going back to Texas to face the Dallas Cowboys. Honestly, the firepower for both of these teams is pretty even. All right, the Dallas Cowboys have Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb. They got their tight end in Schultz. They got Dak Prescott coming back, and Ezekiel Elliott, who can still be serviceable, even though he's kind of falling off right now. But I believe their defense is not as good as Carolina Panthers' defense. I believe the Carolina Panthers are going to win here by 6 points. Now, your week 5 against the Philadelphia Eagles. I have you guys losing here against the Eagles. I believe the coaching / play calling of Matt Rule is going to come into play here. I'm still questioning your efficiency in terms of red zone and 2-minute drills, right? And until that gets answered pretty vividly, I have you guys losing here late in the 4th against the Philadelphia Eagles. They still a win out from under your nose. Now you go back home once again to face the Minnesota Vikings. I have you guys winning here against the Minnesota Vikings, right? Their offensive line is not that good as opposed to the Carolina Panthers, and they may have Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson, but Sam Darnold has Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, and you guys have J.C. Horn going on the opposite side for your defense. He can hold up well against like Justin Jefferson. He can hold up really well against like Adam Thielen, and you have Dante Jackson playing on the opposite side, and you have Jeremy Chin in that backfield back there, and he gave the Minnesota Vikings fits, right? So you guys win against the Minnesota Vikings, you lose against the Giants. Like I said, I do believe the Giants are changing their culture, and they're going to hit their stride by this time in the season. And you're going on the road again to face Atlanta. I have you guys losing here against the Atlanta Falcons. I believe the firepower just squeaks out a little better than the Panthers right now, especially their tight ends, right? Carolina Panthers have not used their tight ends efficiently for the past 3 seasons, whereas the Atlanta Falcons are going to try to maximize the use of Kyle Pitts in the passing game to supplement Julio Jones, take off pressure on Julio Jones so he can stay healthy, and Calvin Ridley, a viable third option, a security blanket for Matt Ryan. They win here by 4 points. You go at home versus New England. I have you guys losing here against the New England Patriots. I believe the mastermind of Bill Belichick is too much for Matt Rule. You know, it's kind of like a Padawan going up against a Darth, right? A Lord of the Sith. It's no contest. You guys go on the road to face the Arizona Cardinals. I have you guys winning there against the Arizona Cardinals. You guys have had success somewhat against Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins, even though they beat you guys. But I believe you get your get back against the Arizona Cardinals here. You guys win by 7 points. You guys win by a touchdown. You win against the Washington football team. No contest there. Their offense is still pretty bad. You guys go on the road to face Miami. I believe you face an L there. Brian Flores is getting that defense right. Tua Tagovailoa is being reunited with Jalen Waddle. And you guys go into your bye week. Then week 14, you go at home versus Atlanta. You guys win here, right? You guys split 1-1 with the Atlanta Falcons. And you have week 15 on the road against Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills are going to stomp you guys into a new dimension. The L there versus the Bills. Tampa Bay, you got an L there. You're splitting with the Tampa Bay Bucks. And week 17, you got a whole L there. I believe we'll sweep you guys like we did last year. And then you end your season week 18 against Tampa Bay Bucks. You guys win here, right? So you go week 16 L, week 18 win, 1-1 for the Tampa Bay Bucks. And I believe that's a fair thing. If you guys have a more consistent, more level-headed coach, like not the likes of Matt Rule, then I believe you guys are going to be heading in the right direction. You guys are fixing your defense up, which is really good, right? You have J.C. Horn, you have Dante Jackson, Jeremy Chin coming off a really good rookie year, and you guys have Robbie Anderson, who brought in last year. He's turned out to be a really good fit for your offense, and he's going to be that new number 2 guy now that Curtis Samuel is going to Washington football team to join Ron Rivera. You have Sam Darnold is going to be trying to reestablish that connection, but the coaching and play calling of Matt Rule is going to lose you guys more games to which you would prefer, just like last year. And until he shows that he's learned from that mistake last year of not running 2-minute drills, of not running red zone efficiency, and during practice and training camp, then this is your record so far. I believe you guys need a new head coach. Now, this next one is going to be really, really funny, right? I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers coming up next. Tampa, let's get into it, y'all.
There was an idea to bring together a group of remarkable people.
Shut the fuck up. No one cares about your robot fan fiction. Know your fucking place, trash.
All right, Tampa, let's get into it. I have you guys at the bottom of the division this year. Hot take. I know it's a hot take, but hear me out. Hear me out before you go giving the smoke my way in the comments, right? Let's go ahead and get into it. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers brought everybody back. They just won a Super Bowl. You would think that they were going to sweep the division again this year, but when I look at the schedule, when I look at the pieces that they've added, the Tampa Bay Bucs haven't really improved as opposed to everybody else in the NFC South. Atlanta's improved a little bit. Carolina Panthers improved a little bit. Tampa, they haven't really shown much improvement. They brought everybody back, which is normally a good thing, right? You know, for continuity's sake. But there's something about this that just doesn't scream that there's going to be an improvement. This doesn't really scream improvement. Let's get into your schedule now. The Tampa Bay Bucs, you start out your year with an L against the Cowboys, the Dallas Cowboys. Why? Your offensive weapons, they kind of match each other. You guys have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown, and Rob Gronkowski. You brought in Giovanni Bernard from Cincinnati, but the Dallas Cowboys have Michael Gallup, Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Schultz, their tight end. They have Ezekiel Elliott, and they have Dak Prescott coming back. And I believe their defense secondary is better than your secondary. You guys may have Sean Murphy-Bunting, Antoine Winfield, and Carlton Davis, but they have Trayvon Diggs, who I believe is better than Carlton Davis. They have Kelvin Joseph, who I believe is better than Sean Murphy-Bunting. And they have a secondary that is just starting to find their stride. Not to mention the linebackers, right? The linebackers are going to be pretty even. You guys have a blitzing linebacker in Devin White. They found their guy, and Micah Parsons, the regarded number one linebacker in this year's draft. And you have Jabril Cox, who I believe is going to be effective at shutting down Rob Gronkowski and Tom Brady's ability to utilize running backs in the passing game. Jabril Cox is going to do a good job against them. So I believe the Dallas Cowboys are going to hold a W over you guys in Raymond James Stadium. Now, let's go ahead and get into week 2 versus Atlanta. You guys are going to win versus Atlanta at home. You guys are going to make sure you don't start the year off 0-2 and make sure you guys are still in contention to win the division. But like I said, 6-11. Let's keep going down this list here. Week 3, on the road against the Los Angeles Rams. Let's just not get into it. L against the Rams, right? Knowing the Patriots, I believe you guys are going to win against the Patriots. I believe Tom Brady is going to be very, very adamant on winning this game and joining Tom Brady and joining Peyton Manning and the like, and being the only quarterbacks to win against every team in the league. You guys win here by, I believe, 10 points. Now, Miami Dolphins is a close game. I have you guys losing a close game to the Miami Dolphins. I believe their defense is a little too much for Tom Brady to handle. They can get pressure on the quarterback. They can take away the deep balls, which Bruce Arians loves to do with any quarterback that he has. And I believe their offense is still finding their stride. Like I said, Tua Tagovailoa reviving with Jalen Waddle. They still have Devontae Parker, and they have a good running game to lean on. I believe they're going to win against you guys, right? And then you go on the road to face the Philadelphia Eagles. You guys win against the Philadelphia Eagles. I believe they're not ready to handle the secondary for the Tampa Bay Bucs. I believe you guys are going to stymie the run efficiencies of Jalen Hurts, running the RPO like a little Lamar Jackson-esque. You guys can handle Miles Sanders. You can handle Boston Scott. I believe you guys are going to win here pretty comfortably against the Philadelphia Eagles. The Chicago Bears, they won against you guys last year, but I'm going to give you that W this time against the Chicago Bears. I believe Tom Brady is going to make sure he doesn't lose to the same team twice in 2 years, right? Twice in a row. That's not going to happen for Tom Brady. The New Orleans Saints, that's where that stops. You guys hold an L Week 8 against the New Orleans Saints. I believe they're too hungry. They're more hungry than Tampa is right now in terms of who wants it more. The Saints are going to want it more, especially Jameis Winston. He's going to want to prove himself that he is a better quarterback than he was when he had Bruce Arians. You guys have really shitted on Jameis Winston's 33-30 season. You guys don't understand that Bruce Arians, for the literal tenure of his career coaching, is a problem. If Tom Brady didn't put his foot down on Bruce Arians' neck to run the offense the way he wants to, you would have seen a similar type of year of touchdown INT ratio and Tom Brady. Then you guys go into your bye week. You come out of it against the Washington football team. I believe you guys are going to lose against the Washington football team. You guys almost lost to them in the wild card round when you had Taylor Heineke giving you fits. You guys are going to make sure that, yeah, you don't have that type of fit against them this time, but their defense is going to improve. Their offense is definitely going to improve now that they know what they have in Taylor Heineke and Ryan Fitzpatrick coming in, who was a really good quarterback for the Miami Dolphins last year. I don't know why they pulled them, but that's neither here nor there. You still have Ron Rivera and Curtis Samuel reuniting with Ron Rivera to give more offensive firepower to stretch the field on the opposite side of Terry McLaurin. You guys have still have a good run game to lean off of. So, Washington football team, congratulations, you beat the defending Super Bowl champs here in this game. Now you have the New York Giants, Monday night, week 11. You guys hold an L like you should have had last year, but I believe the Giants are at this stage this season. Joe Judge has his defense and their offense humming the way he wants to. I believe they're going to win the NFC East on top of that. The Giants win the East. They're going to be very, very competitive on Monday night. Joe Judge is not going to lose on Monday night again to the same team. I don't believe that. I don't see that happening. The Indianapolis Colts, I believe you guys hold an L against the Colts. Why? Because their offensive line is one of the best in the league. If not, actually, they're the best in the AFC, no doubt. And arguably the best top 5 offensive line in the NFL, right? The Indianapolis Colts, that Carson Wentz is going to make sure he has a really good game against the Tampa Bay Bucks to make sure that he submits himself as a franchise quarterback for the Colts going forward. He wins here. They still have good offensive weapons to play with. They still have Matt coming out of the backfield. And their defense is nothing to sneeze at either. Led by Darius Leonard, a really good linebacker, one of the best in the league. He's top 10, if not top 5. You guys are going to struggle, and you're still going to lose by 3 or maybe even 4 points. The Atlanta Falcons, you guys split here against the Atlanta Falcons. You have the Buffalo Bills. Let's just be honest here. Buffalo Bills are going to actually stop a mud hole in the Tampa Bay Bucks, right? I believe their defense is better than the Bucks defense. Their passing attack is way better than the Tampa Bay Bucks. Yes, you have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown, but in terms of efficiency, they're more efficient at the receiver position. They have Stephon Diggs, who's really connected. He was one of the best receivers last year, and it's just year 1 with the Buffalo Bills and that connection with the Josh Allen, right? And they have Emmanuel Sanders, a number 2 receiver now, who can stretch the field on the opposite side, who can give you guys fits. He gave you guys fits last year. So I believe you guys hold an L against the Buffalo Bills. You guys hold an L again against the New Orleans Saints in week 15, right? Let's just be honest, just call a spade a spade. On the road, Carolina, you guys hold a W there. And then you hold another W easily over the New York Jets. And then you close the year out versus Carolina, which is going to be an L. So you guys are going 6-11. Look, like I said, hot take, I know. I have very much doubt it's going to happen, but in terms of what I see on this schedule and what these teams have done in the offseason so far, coaching changes, offensive changes, some pieces here and there that they needed to address, that have addressed, I believe the Tampa Bay Bucks haven't done much changing to really keep ahead of the sticks. The Tampa Bay Bucks are going to rest on their laurels here. I believe the Super Bowl hangover is going to be a thing that happens in Tampa Bay. You guys finished 6-11, and that's where I'm at with you guys. I'm sorry if you don't agree with it, but that's my take. Take it for what you will. Okay, so overall, the listing is as follows. The New Orleans Saints finish first in the division with a 14-3 record. The Atlanta Falcons finished second with a 9-8 record. The Carolina Panthers finished third with an 8-9 record. And the Tampa Bay Bucks finished last in the division this year with a 6-11 record. I do believe that Sean Payton is a better coach than any coach in the NFC South, especially Bruce Arians and Arthur from Atlanta. He's definitely a better coach than Matt Rule. He is more efficient at utilizing his players and putting them in positions to succeed. See Marquez Callaway, an undrafted wide receiver out of Tennessee. He was a he turned out to be a very crucial piece for the offense in terms of not only run blocking, but being efficient of playing against zone coverages, beating man-to-man. Once he unlocks that potential of being a deep threat like he was in Tennessee, this offense is going to really expand, and Sean Payton is going to expand that playbook for Jameis Winston to utilize his arm. Second place for Atlanta, Terry Fontenot's bringing a winning culture to the Atlanta Falcons, but it's going to take more than just a couple months to a year. You need at least a year under the belt of Terry Fontenot to really set the culture for the Atlanta Falcons, and that's going to be a really good rivalry going forward. I believe Matt Rule is not a really good coach for the Carolina Panthers. Not ideal. They need to keep searching the market for a coach that can really bring efficiency to the Carolina Panthers. But all the pieces are there, right? All of the pieces are there. They just need to really put it all together under a better coach. And finally, the Tampa Bay Bucks. Take it for what you will. The Tampa Bay Bucks just haven't really improved as opposed to everybody else in the division. The Tampa Bay Bucks are going to have a Super Bowl hangover, just like most of the teams in the league after they win a Super Bowl. And look, Tom Brady is not getting any older. He's not getting any younger, excuse me. He's not getting younger. That arm is really going to be beaten and battered, I believe, by even week 8 against the Saints, right? After the Saints, you're really going to see him struggle. And, and until they show improvement on that defensive secondary, and all these teams they play against with really good receiving corps or tight ends that can stretch the field are going to give these guys problems. They can expose Devin White in pass coverage. They can take advantage of Levante David in pass coverage. They have good sideline-to-sideline ability, good lateral ability. But Carlton Davis and Sean Murphy-Bunting are going to have their fits against #1 receivers like Calvin Ridley, like Devontae Smith, like Jalen Waddle, like Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, so on and so forth. Their secondary is Jordan Whitehead and Antoine Winfield. They're going to struggle in terms of who they're going to double up on. You double up on one, you're going to free up the other. I believe they're going to go right back into their zone, their zone coverages like they did last year until the playoffs, right? You guys are going to miss the playoffs. But that's it. That's all for this video. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I'm prepared for the smoke for any Tampa Bay fans who come in here and they see this video. Come at me. I'm ready for it. It's going to be a very, very fun debate. I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, we bleed black and gold until we dead and cold. Deuces.